Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what is going on? And happy new year! It is 2023. Yo, let's get into it. Yeah. Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what is going on? What up, what up, what up? Definitely, guys, as you guys are sliding on in here, smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. You know what to do. You know what to do. What's going on? Wheeling, he's going first with a happy New Year's. Man, you're close on trying to spell my name, my online name. It's Nemesis. Nemisist. Close. No B in there. Yo, what up, Nick? What up? So continuing on with the question. So let's see here. B250. I'm suspecting that you're talking about the B250 mining expert. Let's see here. Because I'm not familiar with running this board, so let me take a look at this. I kind of remember seeing this thing coming out. I kind of remember this. Overview. Let's see here. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just kind of looking at the B250. Is it a B250 mining expert motherboard that you're looking at, Wheeling? Because it looks like if that's the B250 mining expert, that is 7th gen and 6th gen. And with the CPU that I'm gonna send out tomorrow, let me see here. Hold on. You got me off on a different tangent here. Hold on. Let me wipe this goop off of here. I forget which. $4,900. That's like 4th gen. Hold on here. Oh, that's 8th gen. Okay. So yeah, this is 8th gen. So yeah, I mean if So, I mean, if it supports 8th gen, then this will work for you, because this is 8th generation. If it's the B250 Mining Expert, then no, it will not support this. I hate when too many motherboards utilize the same chipsets on there, or the same numbering scheme on it, so it's hard to tell what's what. All right. So what is going on, everybody? I hope everybody had a great and wonderful New Year's. I know on DCA Adventure, I got eggnog drunk, not wasted. Just got me a good little buzz on with some Bacardi. One of those Delta beverages. Something that I don't do too much anymore, especially since I started working out. And sorry, guys, if I disappointed you with not working out this morning. I had, first of the year comes with first of the year responsibilities, which for the mining facility, I now have to do taxes on it because I'm, trying to be legit with this company. So I just went through the majority. I'm like almost all the way up, caught up. I just got to do a couple more things, get the bank account stuff to the tax guy. And then Mikkel has some more stuff for me that he's got to send out to me tomorrow, so that I can get that all off to the tax guy, and then get everything fucking back, and we got some money coming in. Hopefully, I know I've harvested enough losses to where I know I would never have to fucking pay for anything for the company. But do not, take anything I say or do with taxation, with any kind of, consult your own tax attorney and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing. So I've basically all I do is, every time I bought any equipment in any way, shape, or form, I saved the fucking receipt. Yes. There's a couple of receipts that I've got to hunt down for still, because it was definitely not bought underneath me. So we will play it at that. So I'll have to get those few GPUs that I had friends help me out buying. I mean, I paid for it, but they were, back when you were only allowed to have so many GPUs to buy at once. We were scouring the country with my homie fucking Nefarious Technologies. Who he's been basically working himself to the bone. He hasn't even been doing videos on YouTube anymore. He's been working so much lately, but he's still mining. If any of you guys know who he is, let's see here. It was the BioStar motherboard for 99. I was trying to ask you about. Let's see here. BioStar. Let's look at this one. See here, the BioStar. Why does it say? Is it the TB250? No. That's the older one. That is way older. I don't see which, because like the B250 I'm pulling up is only like a six GPU setup here. Got the TB 360, 250. Sure if it's this one. Let me look at it. Yeah, I don't know which variation you're looking at. There's too many variations on the TB 250. So like if you were to DM me that the information, I can help you out with that, but there's too many options. It's not showing me which one you're talking about. I have no clue. The B360 Pro. Oh. Okay. Okay, here. Let's see here. Specs. Oh, yeah, this'll work then. 100%. 100%. Because this is an 8th gen CPU in here. So, no reason why the 8th gen won't work in this board. 8th gen is 8th gen. So, I will get that sent out to you tomorrow. And yeah. You'll be back up and hashing with the motherboard then. Woohoo! So perfect, yeah, that'll work for you. This CPU will work for that for the BioStar TB 360, which, yeah, no problem, Willen. I'll get this back to you tomorrow. Yo, baller. All right, so what's going on, everybody else? Now that I'm not asking any other, I don't have any other questions. That was a good question to start off the bat with, Wheeling. I just hate how there's so many different variations that BioStars basically calls the same damn motherboard insigniation. But all right, we got past that. So, all right, let's dig into today's articles, guys. So, as you guys know, that I've been ranting and raving against NVIDIA because of their money grabbing. Little money grabbing hands, and you guys know that I don't really support that option. I prefer to see. I don't say don't make money, because that's not what NVIDIA is in business for. They're in business to make money, and as much of it as they possibly can. But at the idea that, oh, you want good stuff, then you're gonna pony up. That much I do not like. But in retrospect, AMD, they were always known for shoddy fucking drivers. I mean, this was something that we always came to just understand that AMD would launch a GPU and their cards would, they would work. They would just work. I mean, it's not a bad functionality on there. People would like to see that if you're paying money for something that you get all the features off the bat from it. But at least it worked until now. So, DeBauer, if you guys have never checked him out on YouTube, he is a wealth of knowledge, an absolute wealth of knowledge, guys. I respect this guy's what he says in this industry. He is an engineer. It's like he runs his own own company and stuff like that. And So I mean, like the stuff that he goes through is very methodical. He is one of the better people in the space for understanding technology with computer parts, right? So he went through, got himself a few sample sizes of the 7900, and started trying to figure out what this thermal throttling issue was all about. Because some people would state that they would not have an issue. Other people would be like, yo, I have this issue. It happens almost instantaneously, guys. So he's sitting there, grabs a few cards that he knew were having issues already, purchased these cards, right? And started doing his testing. And he started showing some point clues to what the issue was. So if he put the card in its vertical mounting, he was less likely to ever see the issue. But the moment that he put it in there and laid the card flat, that's when it all of a sudden, with just the thermal runaway on there was unreal. So he concluded that putting the GPU into display mode was the best option. Which shows that it actually has a vapor chamber issue. It has a very poor design on a vapor chamber. So what I'm thinking that they more than likely did, I mean, I haven't seen one cut open yet, right? Until one gets cross-sliced and actually see how the internal pocket of that vapor chamber is. Because if they just got like basically a bubble of a vapor chamber in there, and what they do inside of there is they'll put copper dust in there and just coat it all in there, and they put a predetermined amount of water in there for its heat dissipation, right? So if it's just a big bubble and they lay it flat, so basically it's just a one solid surface, it can only go up so far, and it's now at the top of the vapor chamber, and there's not enough radiator to really cool down the internal temperature of the vapor chamber, and which unfortunately that'll leave the little bit of liquid that's in there more into a gaseous form, which won't allow it to condensate, draw back down to the hot source, and then reboil back off, and keeping the heat transfer going. Now, when you have the card vertical, you're going to allow the vapor to travel a little further away from the CPU, the VGA core, that will allow the cooler to finally have enough time to dissipate enough heat fast enough, and that can now wick all the way down to the bottom and then come back, drawing back up to the hot spot. So you're actually making a loop, because that's basically what the vapor chambers are supposed to be, is a very small indefinite water loop. But if they don't have it where the chambers kind of zigzag back and forth, which will slow the gas, the water vapor from like kind of moving around, and it'll keep it more in contact with the cooling pipe, the heat pipes that are above it and the radiator above it, and this will help mitigate some of that. And I think NVIDIA, because of the way that they just pound the cores with so much power, they understand how to play with a vapor chamber, and this gave them kind of a little step up in what they were doing versus AMD. I don't think I've ever seen them play with a vapor chamber before, at least not with the cards that I've ever played with. They usually just heat pipes right on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you'll see maybe a copper cold plate, and then right above it is going to be a couple of copper heat tubes, and then the radiator. Or it's just going to be the radiator with as many heat tubes to lay right across the VGA core. So if you guys are getting these, just know that, unfortunately, until AMD figures out how to fix their bad design on their vapor chamber, I'm going to say that you might not want to grab any of the, especially in the 7900s, which are going to be their top tier, which is going to be pulling the most wattage through the VGA core itself. This is where the bigger problem is going to be at. And you can sit there and see that as soon as it hits its thermal point, of 110 Celsius on its junction temperature, the card immediately downclocks, trying to go into self-preservation mode. So the card's doing its job the right way. Unfortunately, the cooler is not. Now, if you were wanting to grab one of these and you're water blocking your system, your problem is more than likely 100% solved. That would be me, and that would be a direct show that the vapor chamber is, in fact, the issue. If somebody were to go through there, I haven't seen anybody do it yet, so I'm just kind of speculating at this point, but I think that, Intel GPUs. I do have one, Nick. I have the A380. And that is at the facility running the company's computer. It's not a bad GPU, but it's not anything to write home about type of deal. So it's noteworthy to say that Intel's back into the game, but it's not noteworthy that it doesn't perform for anything that anybody would ever care about. So saying that, because nobody really cares how it really performs right now because it's not a competitor, it gives Intel a little bit more leeway to continue to develop for their Arc lineup. I'm hoping that their like the Battle Mage and other models coming after this are going to be better. I hope that it's like they have a good team for research and development on Intel. They need to make their cards not so fancy, not so hard to put together and take apart, and make sure that the interfaces that they have with it run amazing. They've got a lot of leeway here. They got a lot of things they can fix on there, but until then, it's hard to sit there and get behind their product. But I did buy an A380. I want to support Intel to get back into this. We need more competition outside of AMD and NVIDIA, who have been locked in horns here. But it shows, as of recently, especially with the 7900 coming out and all the performance issues, that AMD just lost a significant amount of market share, and NVIDIA regained a lot of their market share back. Because as much as I hate NVIDIA for their fucking money grabbing, their shit works. It works right out the gate, and it does what it's advertised to do. Instead of, AMD, where they release a card and then in 3 or 4 months later, drivers are finally fixed for it because it's a rushed product. And then now we get actual physical hardware issues, and I'm waiting for AMD to basically do a recall on these to basically swap people's vapor chambers out for a much better designed one. Anything beyond that, I think that this is going to really badly, negatively impact AMD, especially since AMD's like, oh yeah, you can return your stuff as long as you haven't opened it up. So unless you open it up, you don't know if you've got the major issue or not in your particular case. So I think that's really kind of a bad stance from AMD. I think they should just recall their bad vapor chambers and give people who a much better vapor chamber product, and don't be sitting here trying to sweep this underneath the rug. Just address it, right? That's kind of my viewpoint on AMD. It's like I'm running AMD CPUs. It's not like I don't like AMD. I just don't like the AMD GPUs. I never have been a fan of theirs. I've always ran NVIDIA with my AMD CPU. It works. But to have AMD actually try to produce a GPU with bad hardware on there, that's just unacceptable. you, Crypto Nation. What up, Tech Man? What up? What up, Adele? So I mean, I think that AMD should do a recall. We'll see what happens here. I'm sure they're doing some research into what the issue really is here. But it looks like DeBauer has stumbled upon what might be the cause of the problem, guys. So plugging it directly into the motherboard and having the fans facing down or up is going to cause your 7900 XT or XTX to start overheating, guys. So careful with that stuff, guys. This is why I try not to be first one to buy something new unless I could trust the manufacturer of that. Then I might think about doing a first time launch, like I did with the 1660 Ti. I knew if it was a Zeus ROG Strix, the 1660 Ti would work. Period. I would have no issues with that card. So I took a gamble when the 1660 series came out. I bought that day one launch, knowing it was going to work. I did the same thing with EVGA with the 3090. Day one launch, because I knew from EVGA it would work. There's certain brands that I can just trust like that. And if I have any issues, those particular brands stand behind their product enough that I don't get any guff from the RMA department ever. I go, hey, I have the X issue, and they go, okay, approved, send it in. That's all I want to hear. Nice, Tech Man. He's like, haircut, shoes, new shoes, oil change, car wash, getting it all together for the new year. Yo, busy man, my dude. That is nice. Love to be the busy guys. That's always how I've been. And I have been for a while a little bit of a fan of Zotac, but very specific cards like the 1080 Ti Zotac Amp Extreme Core Edition, which was a very, very small run edition of a GPU, and I still have that. I like collecting rare GPUs. All right. I'm guilty of that one. That's why I've got an MSI Supreme X rare card. And I'm thinking this card will be in that same category, guys. So this is the Zotac, guys. Yo, actually kind of looks, I like this, man. This look is pretty nice. 4070 Ti. I'm not going to like the price tag on that. It's going to suck. But they've gone back to their traditional cooler stack, which that I like. They have been a little lackluster, in my opinion, with their cooling solutions. Even this one. I like this. But I don't like the idea that the Zotac here is so thick that it's covering the part of the fin stack. This is where heat's supposed to come out. Stop blocking it, Zotac. Good God. Just let it breathe. Stop being fancy. I like the fancy. Don't get me wrong. This card's cool too. I like the box. All right, the box art's kind of nice. Some of the stuff it turns into collector's items, but something like this, oh yeah, this has got that collectability vibe all over it. I kind of want to get this card, kinda. I don't have the money for it, but I would really like to, even this one. This one's a kind of nice one too. It's got the nice sweeping lines on there. But my problem with this one, this is going to be their Amp Extreme Aero. Now, not all the Amp Extreme GPUs were good. It was for the 1080 Ti, it was the Amp Extreme Core Edition. It had to be in, that's how it's stated in there, Amp Extreme Core Edition, right? The Amp Extreme from Zotac 1080 Ti was a dual fan, and it fucking sucks. But can it run Crysis? Ah, yeah. I don't know if my 1080 Ti Amp Extreme Core Edition. I bet you it could. I bet you that bad boy was one of the very few cards that could do it. That one was like, for the Amp Extreme Core Edition, that was their binned chip. That was their best of the best card. Where their Amp Extreme dual fan, man, that thing sucked donkey balls. Same fucking specs, but a smaller cooler, and it just underperformed. And then you had the 1080 Ti, the 1080 Ti Amp Edition, and that one was even worse. They had a really thin cooler on there, and the cooler had nowhere to breathe out of. So that thing just harvested heat. So I have a love-hate relationship with Zotac, but I do like their upper end cards, and I do like their some of the artwork that they have on there. But something like this just smells like something. This looks like it should perform really nicely with that fin stack in there. This will be a really good gaming card, guys. So this one, if you were looking at a 4070 Ti, I might consider this one. The only thing is you got to be willing to do basically a blue and gray theme, with maybe some gold accents in there. But this would be the card that I would go after, just because of how much breathability that thing has. Which the breathability in a card means that I've got higher overclocking capabilities on here. Yo. I just don't like the idea of what we know the price tag is going to be. You're going to be looking at $1,000 GPU, guys. Afternoon, John Germain. So yeah, this would be the card I would look at, though. A770, 16 gigabyte, all the way. Yo. Until Intel fixes their drivers and fixes the interface for their overclocking tool, hard to get behind them. They got a lot of growing to do before I get behind them. Plays my games awesome for $349. I mean, they're coming along. I'm not gonna dog. I have been trying my best to not dog on Intel at all. I want to encourage them as much as I possibly can. And earlier we were talking about wheeling crypto with BioStar. Yo, BioStar is 2 years too late. They're coming out with 3000 series GPUs here, guys. So they have made a 3080 and a 3070 that looks identical to their AMD counterparts. Right? I mean, it looks exactly what they were doing for fucking AMD. There's like no creativity on this. These look like AMD cards. If I were to look at these, I would be like, oh wow, nice AMD card. And then you realize that it's a 3060 Super. Or, I mean, a 2060 Super, I mean. So, yeah. So, in the past couple of weeks, NVIDIA unveiled as many as 3 new 30 series SKUs. Those were variants of existing models that have eventually seen a lot of attention from board partners. However, some companies are so late to the party that they only just announced their 3070 and 3080 cards that were released in last 2020. Yep. And it looks exactly like what they were doing for AMD. I'm not even thrilled. I mean, this is like boring. Look at this card. It's so boring. This kind of looks like the Pulse. Sapphire Pulse. That's what this reminds me of. This card exactly reminds me of the Sapphire Pulse. Wonder if they're going to get in trouble for that, because that's the Sapphire Pulse thing. And then this one looks like the FXX, yeah, the XFX GPU here. That's what this reminds me of. So, yeah, boring. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I know they had. I heard that they had a pretty big update with their last drivers update, which is awesome. I won't dog. Like I said, I'm not going to dog on them in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, the new patch fixed a lot of stuff. Awesome, awesome. It's good to see that Intel is still making strides forward. That's what you'd like to see. Like I said, I gave them a pass with their first few that come out, because they've got to work the kinks out. You know, it's been more than 20 years since they made a discrete graphics card of any sort. So, yep, they get a pass for me. So, if... and backwards with DX9 finally. Yo, nice. Yeah, I heard something about that too. I haven't seen anybody testing out on that. But good to see that you're not having any issues. Baller, that's what's up. All right, so Mike Novogratz has with Galaxy Digital has purchased Helios from Argo Blockchain, their flagship mining facility. They have purchased, as Argo Blockchain is now consolidating because they have way too much debt exposure. So Mike Novogratz is very bullish in Bitcoin. He has a pretty good sized mining facility that Galaxy Digital is a part of. They have a pretty big mining outfit. So these guys are not small potatoes in the mining market. But Mike Novogratz is a Bitcoin bull for sure. Has been since he came on board with Bitcoin. I'm not sure when that all happened, but the crypto investment firm's $65 million acquisition of Argo's flagship mining facility was announced on the 28th of last month. Tweeting about the deal on the 29th, Novogratz emphasized that Galaxy is a strong believer in the long-term future of that sweet, busy Bitcoin. And the company will continue to ramp up its mining initiatives. Bear markets are for building, guys. This is from Mike Novogratz himself, guys. Keep this in mind. This is somebody who understands investing. Bear markets are for building. We are long-term believers in Bitcoin and expect the lowest cost miners to win over time. Helios is a transformative acquisition that will expand his mining capabilities and services as they continue to build for the decentralized future. So he's putting his money where his mouth is, guys, and going through and acquiring all of this good stuff on there at low power. It's sad to see that Argo Blockchain has basically overextended themselves in the bull run, thinking that a bull run would last forever. You got to build, if you are going to build in this space, you got to build like you're always building in a bear market. That is the only way to be able to survive. And that's basically what I'm trying to do with the facility right now as we speak, guys. I'm trying to basically figure out how to continue this stuff in a bear market, because if I could figure out how to do this, even if you guys end up helping, that's what it's going to take. That's what it will take. I don't care. I'm going to try to make this is where the test is. Can you outlast a bear market? I'm crossing my fingers, dotting my I's, and hoping that I can. So we'll see how this goes, guys. Yo, right? But yes, Tech Man, low power will always win out in the end, guys. And I know this isn't Financial Wednesday or anything like that, but, you know, coming into this year, it looks like the everything bubble bursts. Worst year for U.S. stocks and bonds since 1932, guys. So we have taken a bashing. It's not done yet. They just passed a $1.7 trillion spending bill of money that the U.S. hasn't even earned yet. So we just added on another 1.7 trillion onto the debt load. And it's going to get worse, guys. This 1.7 trillion, we haven't even felt this yet. It hasn't even been spent. Once it's been spent, then we feel it. And I feel that probably come around summertime, your guys' any kind of ideas that you want to go on vacation during the summertime, you might want to rethink that. Because once the inflation from this $1.7 trillion kicks into the United States, expect inflation to go skyrocketing some more. They basically think that they're going to fight inflation with more inflation. This has never fared well in history. And there are more and more economics majors that are trying to blow the whistle on this, and nobody's listening. So, guys, make sure you're in a right position here this summer. Watch your P's and Q's with how you're spending. This may be getting a lot more bumpy. Has anyone been able to get a hold of Doge Lord today? I have not tried to get a hold of him today. I can try after the live stream here and see what's up with him and reach out and touch him. Be like, your fans are concerned, deeply concerned with your health. Businesses have to get big enough to invest in solid funds to offset losses with dividends. No. Dividends are a way to be able to lie to your stock shareholders about the actual investment vehicle. Bitcoin does not give dividends. I would rather hold on if I'm going to hold on to a stock. Some people are dividend diggers. I don't care how much you try to invest with a company that's giving out dividends. The dividends are still going to be far less than than inflation. I would rather sit there and see a company building and increasing the value of their stock over time that will eventually outpace the inflation. Stop trying to manipulate the market by giving away money to the stock shareholders and start taking that same money and showing what the value of that stock is worth to those stock shareholders. That's just me. It's like you're saying, use the stock market to offset crypto expenses. This is not financial advice. John Jermaine, Congress is 100% at fault for spending. 100, yeah, exactly. Happy New Year to you too, John Jermaine. Happy New Year's to you too. Oh yeah. The Congress is at fault for everything that's been going on for the last year. War in Ukraine, that's Congress. Spending, that's Congress. Lockdowns, that's Congress. Destruction of the economy, that's Congress. Yeah, everything's Congress. And if you guys didn't know about this, Donald Trump released some NFTs. Now, you guys know that Donald Trump is not for cryptocurrency. This was a money grab for him, and he made money. Let's just put it out there this way. Like 8 people won some prizes, everybody else lost. So the NFTs have lost 80% of its value since being launched out. Here's your hype train, bam, and then it dies off. That's usually how it works out, guys. NFTs, little Beanie Baby hype. It hits its height, the bubble pops, it deflates, and never comes back. This is your shitcoin market too. Hype train comes up, it hits peak hysteria, pops, deflates, and never comes back. Unlike Bitcoin keeps on rolling into these just like little bubbles. Just keeps on riding it out, and every time the bubble comes up higher, it pops, and it doesn't come down as low. Historically, it's been stair-stepping. A maturing market, you'll watch that. You'll see the hyper volatility in the early days, and then as it starts maturing, you start seeing it doing it a little slower and not so violent. And that's where we're starting to see it at, where we're starting to watch it slow down. It's still violent, but it's slowing down. So we are not early. I mean, we are not late to the game. We're not like super early, but we're not late. We're still early, but not super early. You know what I'm saying? So we're still in a very good position to be buying into that sweet and busy Bitcoin, guys. Even mining it, but when it comes down to NFTs, that really, it's a token, a JPEG with, and I don't care how many people, I love my NFTs. It has no value. It's like, if somebody were to paint something paint a drawing of something, and I see them as a street artist, right? I'm not going to give them $1,000 for street art, right? I'll give them $5 if I think it's cool. Let me know if it glows in a black light underneath the black light too. Sold. You know, I like black light art. Okay, sorry, not sorry. But it's like, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, that's worth $10,000. Get the out of here. It's not a Van Gogh. It's not priceless artwork. And that's where I lose the disconnect from the whole NFT market thing. And it's the same thing with Donald Trump's NFTs. At least he was selling them for like $90 a piece. But $90, $100, it was it $99? Yeah, $99. So after your network fee, you're $100 in, and it just lost 80% of its value if you had one. It's not coming back. Crypto Bedell, screw NFTs. I just wanted to support the Trump train 2024. Whoop, whoop. Too funny. What up, Big Rome? Hey, they're on sale now. They're only worth 80%. If $100, you're talking what? $20 now. You can buy a $20 JPEG now. I mean, that's basically what you're talking about. A $20 to a $25 JPEG. Does it matter now? Not really. But you can own one. But it's worthless. Just saying. I just don't support the NFT market in any way, shape, or form. For video games, I can understand some of that. Is it necessary? No, not really. But, to each their own. NFTs are just a way to gamify a market and play a game of hot potato of, you get a whole bunch of people piling into an NFT and everybody's bidding it up. And then, everybody's like, they know that the floor is going to fall out from underneath them. But they're going to continue to bid it up because they want to see how high they can bid it up before that floor falls out. And they don't realize that when the floor falls out, they won't have a chance to sell their stuff before it's already at the bottom. And they've just lost all their liquidity, and the first person who sold was the winner. like, never waste the money on stupid JPEG. Exactly. That's Bizity Bitcoin you're wasting, guys. I don't trust it personally. I mean, if you're knowing that you're going to buy it and you're like, I'm burning this money, then okay. Your idea of going in there that you are basically throwing money away when you do it, and you're like, I'm not in it for making money. I like the art that's right there, and I don't care what it cost me. And you want to sit there and spend $25,000, $30,000 on a fucking monkey? To each their own. I can sit there and show you $30,000 put to work while you sit there and blow $30,000 on a stupid JPEG. But, you know, to each their own. Some, you know, it's not what wealthy people do. Wealthy people, they don't spend money. They figure out how to maximize their time so that their money makes the most money for them. Anything else is just, yeah, you're wasting it. And Donald Trump is not a person to be wasting money on. He's fucking very wealthy and does not need your money. Just saying. You know who needs your money at this point, guys? Yo, check this out. $1 billion leaves Solana's market cap in 1 week. Will Solana crash further, guys? Yo. So what's kind of funny with this is that $1 billion pulled out of Solana even at a loss at this point, guys. Pulled out of Solana at a loss, right? But it didn't come out of the market. It's sitting on the sidelines. It's still in the market. The market cap did not change. It did of Solana, but the overall crypto market, the market cap did not change. So this market, this 1 billion that came out of Solana never left the crypto ecosystem in any way, shape, or form. It just pulled completely out of Solana. That should tell you a lot, guys. Solana's garbage. They had too much FTX stablecoin backing up their garbage product of just shitcoin NFT scams. I mean, that's just me. I mean, you guys think that the NFTs are good. That's on you. But my point of view is that NFTs is a money grabbing scam. That's just all it is. Artwork, street art is not worth $10,000. It's worth $5. You want to spend $5 on some street art? That's fine. Anything higher than that, you're getting scammed. Let's just be real. You're not dealing with well-known people here. You're dealing with a online identity. I can give two shits about that. But that's me. I'm not saying that you can't make money off this garbage. There's a lot of people who make money off of scams. It can be done. It doesn't mean that with me, I'm just not going to do it, nor am I going to tell anybody else to do it too. I don't want anybody to take the risk of losing money, ever. And that's basically what Solana has offered you, a risk of losing money. So if you had anything in Solana, I'm sorry, but it's probably not going to recover. Sorry. This is why I do not deal with very many shitcoins, because a lot of times they're tied in with another fucking shitcoin, and when that shitcoin bubble pops, it takes out anything that was attached to it. Yeah, and here we got here, you know, Sol being tied in with FTX with the FTT token, and this is the out form on there. It's like rather collect prawn free. exactly. So right now, you know, all the market movements on it on Solana is saying this is a heavy sell item. Some people might look at this as a great time to buy into the market because it's got so much FUD behind it. The price is down lower. I think it can still go lower. I don't think enough people have gotten burned and hard enough in Solana to come out. We're either looking at the eternal hodlers of Solana as the smart money moves out. And anybody buying into this still, you're not the smart money. The smart money left. $1 billion left Solana. That was the smart money. You can either do what smart money does, cut your losses, or you can ride it all the way to the bottom, like I did with the very first coin that I mined, which was Bitcoin Private. That coin is now worth nothing. I have 50 useless tokens. It is what it is. Did I make my money off of it? Oh, fuck yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. I made a lot of that sweet Bizzity Bitcoin. I sold that shit coin at the top. I'm just saying. Just saying. I like timed it to the top, almost to within 40 cents of the top. And here's a funny one. I had a laugh at this one, you know. First of the year, gotta start it off with a good chuckle, right? Cardano founder pokes fun at Gemini after alleged data leak. First off, he's a piece of shit if he's fucking poking fun at a company for having a data breach. That is a sign of a fucking narcissistic piece of shit. That's what the type of person that Cardano has as their CEO is, somebody who's just a narcissistic piece of shit. Especially with the idea that Charles Hoskin works with the government. He will freely give the government any data that they ask for, but he's going to poke fun at a company because something that was supposed to be secure had a pinpoint fault. Cardano is entirely a pinpoint fault. Its governance system, that's a pinpoint fault. Its voting system, that's another pinpoint fault. You know, and then Hoskins works with the governments. He has talked to the United States government. He works with the African governments. This guy is a statist. And it's like anybody who's sitting there backing this up, backing up Cardano, with him even sitting there and trying to rip on another company for a data breach, especially when it's a fucking shitcoin exchange that has Cardano on the exchange. You're going to sit there and rip on people who are potential buyers of your shitcoin? I'm just saying. This is not what a business leader does. This is what a kid does. Whenever, you know, they're like, haha, I'm better than you. And I'm just not down on that. It's like, it just leaves a really bad taste in my mouth. Gave me a chuckle that a shitcoiner that has given their security over to the government is going to sit there and rip on somebody for somebody attacking the network. They're you know, which is only one spot. It's not like Gemini decided that they were going to try to be decentralized. It wasn't like, you know, they're set up like any other company. And because they're not crypto, you know, the Gemini is not written in a blockchain of any sort. It's not using blockchain technology. It's using traditional technologies. It's because it's easier to integrate with other aspects of the real world, you know, like banks and credit cards. To see that this is like one of the bigger leaks from Gemini, considering that we've had Target have this issue. You know, there's been many other companies, big companies, that have been targeted like this. It's like sitting there and making fun of all the people for utilizing those services. It's like, that's a big middle finger to all of us, basically. Not that I've ever used Gemini with the Winklevoss twins, but they, you know, I just don't like the idea of somebody sitting there and basically kicking somebody while they're down like that. There is a complete difference whenever a project themselves crumbles, whenever they're sitting there going, we're secure, we're safe, come at us, and then they have a pinpoint breach in there. It's one thing to do that with the cryptocurrency community. It's another thing to do it with an on-ramp or an off-ramp, because they're not coded into the blockchain like that. They're running on a whole different system. I don't know what Charles Hoskins, why he would do something so foolish and speak out like this, but yep, it's just one of many reasons why I'm not a big Hoskins person. But the data breach can affect up to 5.7 million users. So if you guys are a Gemini user, know that you've just had a data breach, and you may need to get your credit on lockdown, and all of that stuff, so that you don't have to worry about anybody pulling out credit lines on you. Okay, guys. So if you are a Gemini user, stay frosty out there, guys. Yo, what up, Censored Crypto? Definitely smash that lizardy like button. Yo. All right. Well, we are at that 1 hour marker, guys. Yo, first stream of the year. Let's go get this going, guys. Sorry about not doing a live stream workout in the morning like I usually do. Ooh. But I had to do, first of the year. Guess what it is? It's tax season. So I was doing tax stuff. I had paperwork just everywhere around here. Getting tax stuff set together. Thank God I was like, kind of, I guess, good. But yeah, so it's like I had all the information all together already for all that stuff. Yeah, want to go ahead and call it a night, guys. So if you guys got any comments or questions, now is the time to hit me up with that. I will be on tomorrow morning with my normally scheduled morning workout, guys. Whenever you get busy, guys. So I'll do my workout. Then I gotta mail out the CPU for Wheeling Crypto. Get him his stuff back. Yo. Sure he'll have some fun with that. Getting his new mining motherboard up and rolling here. And all that good stuff, because the CPU should work for my man. Which I'm sure he is tickled pink over. Hell yeah, John Germain. Drop those FAs in the chat, guys. Drop those FAs, guys, before I sign up out. If you don't have any comments or questions, guys, at least drop an FA in the Chizity chat, guys. Do it now, guys, because you guys are rated F for fucking awesome. Yo! That's what's up. Don't remind me. Taxes! Fine, we'll just call it what it is. Theft. It's not taxes. It's theft season. Oh, yeah. Everybody drop those FAs in the chat, because you guys freaking rock, dude. You all rock out there. So, with that being said, thank you all for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, guys, between like 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. I will be going live, guys, for my morning workout. So, with that being said, guys, if you're new here and you'd like to join the community, links down below. I have a Discord, which is free, guys, to join if you were a OG here and you feel like you'd like to hop in and join, contribute a little bit to the channel. I do have a Patreon, links down below. I have 3 different tiers on there. If you would like to have hosting at the facility, guys, think about joining the pseudo hasher tier. Get your VIP access into the facility, guys. All those contributions help out with the facility. It does a lot, tremendously, guys. So with that being said, thank you all for being here. Peace out. Stay savage. And of course, may your watts be low and your hash be high. And I'll see you on the next one. Yo!